All right, Trump on the reflection pool of Lincoln. Let's break this down because we saw that tornado at the Vance Air Force Base near that Enid, Oklahoma. And that Enid is a little flip-flop on the Eden and the Enid for those high-stakes mirrors and that garden growing dark as you're taken into the secret closet. And Vader, the Father, is shown there. And basically the closet spiritually has been cleared out in your world, and you're grabbing this, that, and the other, or you're about to be pushed back into the closet, or you're playing spin the bottle, all these types of things. Okay, so as you're put back into the closet, door's going to close behind you, you're going to turn on the light, you're going to see the boogeyman, all those kinds of things. And the closet door is tied to your phone, and that dark door you're walking through, and those types of things. So the Vance Air Force Base, the devastations tying to the Michelle Obama, Kamala, the war against the women as such, I've told you about for the second coming of Adania. We've had the second coming going into, and now the second coming playing out of. And we're in the time frames of the John, which is the middle name, the mid-deals, and this is where we see that Texas poker, the Omaha Steaks, all those things stacking up in overlays with the Iran and the critical race and those things. But the women and the feminized spirits, this is what we're seeing, the Shannon bombs and the she pings and those things we put together for you back then. And then the Augustus and the Destroying Wind, the Tiger and the Dragon, Joseph Maldonado Passage, the Passage, and the Tiger King. Those are kind of go together, where we can have him pardon that situation, and he lets out the beast of the cage, and he comes in for that GW, that George Washington effect, that G orgy. And then we can see that that's a feminine spirit also. But the 48, the 49 Israel, to the 48th, 49th presidency, and all those types of things. Okay, so the 11, the 47 is here. That 11 ties into the two doors, the windows, and the heaven, and all those things that you got into your hand, that closet you're going into. May 4th, may the force be with you. The 128 peace deal 2020, the Israel stuff, on May 4th, the May the force, and then the force is coming upon the earth is what we've all seen. And I just got to, did a video on those things, but, as the schedule 1, 2, 3 on the 2, 3, 4 on that Be Rightish day, Be Rightish calendar. So 7-Eleven, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. And 2022, 2023, told you about the coming of the Lord. We saw his appealment in the most high position in the courts and all those things. And that appealment's going into your banana and the Justin Sun. The Justin Sun's shining a negative light on the Trump right now. As far as the WLFL, and through this double negative, you create that positive. And then Trump RX, the T-Rex in a way, is gathering the pharmaceutical industry, that pharmaceuticals for those fry guys. And so on 7-11-23, when he did his appealment, May 4th is 1,028 days, the 1028 on that. And then today is Melania's 56th birthday on the 116th day of the year. Right now, her being 56, and then Elon's 54, so he's going to be 55. That is tying into your NPK, the 10-10-10. The 55 is a flip on the 22. The 22 ties into your Revelation 22, the 26 clock on the alphabet zone, the Z28, and those things as far as another alphabet for that Spanish and that's pandemic. And as the Lincoln reflection pool, that theater, that woman clothed in the sun, the 8 years now, shining a light and all these things. This is where we can have that box event, open box, those types of things, that glass ceiling, the firmament divided, all those things playing a role. If Trump, that stadium event, all those things kind of wrap up into that kind of thing for the rafters and the tiers and the flood waters and that reflection pool for the American blue. And then the blue is the part of the B-Lou, and that B-Lou is the Red Queen, and the Lou and the Crapture and all that shit. So either way, the 1922 is mentioned for the reflection pool. The 1922 is tied to your 22 on your Revelation, and then 22 on the flip side, the 55 Melania today, and then turning 56 to the add the 1, the 57, and all those little things. The 57 ties to your 57. That can be tying up to 3 days after the May the Force be with you. And then also this week, 428 is the 119th day, and so you have this Elon 54.9, Melania 56.11 now, so a 1:11 or 11:9 connection clock, and then Trump turns his 80 crowning, and then you got the 250 crowning on America with the 25 on 9/11 here. So you're in the 11th hour for that Trump and trumpet sounding, trumpist sounding, and all those things. So then we saw Candace Owen being that time and the vial. So we see the seals, the vials, and the trumpets all sounding at one time with these overlays with this, and those 4 heads mentioned with Alex Jones, Candace Owen, and the 2 other people. Those are tying into the man, beast, ox, and lion, ox, eagle, and man, and those type of the 4 heads. And then Alex Jones, he has those classified informations, and he has that Sandy Hook for those fishers of men and whatever else. So different things lining up. The Augustus and that destroying wind, the gust, the Petro Gustavo, the sick, the purple, the Chinese in the cave, all this stuff is going together, folks. Okay, so the television, that magic scry, the dark lights, all these things coming together to show you another reality. And you see this reality daily in your world. Especially if you work in the service industry, you'll see this, and this on a daily basis coming in, these cycles and whatever else. But the clocks in the Vance, the Air Force Base, Trump going under the tunnel, the Little John and King John, the bear and the lion, and then Robin Hood is tied to the fox. The fox is the 666. That's the man of sin for Trump and all those things. So your man of sin and the Justin sun, the dark light, the moon, dark, all this is about to be shown to y'all. It's being shown to you now, and that's going to let you know where you're at and where the beastmen, the techno, all these things flip out. And that Christ session in the right hand, the mark, the Petro, the Christos, the mark to buy and sell, the beastman, all those things are all rising up as the dark sun has already collected his 80% of the world per se through this mark of the beast system, and this beast system operating in the lower chakra. And now the lowest chakra is getting its purple pelt in a way as that crown chakra, and the scheduling 1, 2, 3 on the 2, 3, 4 on that be rightish day for that cannabis, and the cannabis smoke is rising. And this is where Poseidon or Aquaman is going down into the depths, bringing up the army from the lower. And then that ties into your Japan, the red sun, and how there's this huge technological city, but they're eating a lot of fish and all these things. And this is where as above, so below, and where we can have different levels of earth beings operating on different levels of light spectrums and all these things, but we're all connected through this little device here, where the dark lights are all manifesting through us, and then we're eating and drinking and whatever, this DNA, RNA, all these things are being shifted within us, and we're changing earth and bringing in the new area. All right, so either way, that dark sun over earth has produced his image given life. He's created the Illuminati, he's created the good and bad and all those things. So this is where he is coming in to control this system, and then out of this control, it's going to give birth of the worship of his name and number and the mark to buy and sell in another platform. And that's where this system goes here and builds up another system here and builds up a new America and builds up a new dollar and all those things. But that's where your dollar bill has a serial number on it now. Your fiat currency may get to where it has a chip inside of it and all those other things. So this is where things are all going together, and that old system's here to create a birth of a new one, and it's right here upon you. And as it births the new one, those who are anti-Christ, they're against this oil, they're for this oil, all those things are battling within them as these things are upon the earth, because this petro system is going away. And as it goes away, that means all your foods, drinks, and everything that's built on this thing are going to go away and be shifted or whatever over the next 10, 15, 20 years or whatever. And that peters in and peters out. As it peters in, peters out. That's where your Paul, your Father, your Vader, it all comes in, and you create new laws. And this is where it's coming in on yourself to create the new law upon yourself, to create that third temple where God, the light, resides. And you actually have access to the AI in your brain, okay? Because that AI has been taken out with your EIEIO and your textbooks in schools and this society that we have where they believe they're cartoon space monkeys and they can't even believe around them, and they're all, oh man, it just goes over and over and over. Either way, the Peter in and Peter out ties into your Sodom and Gomorrah and all those things, and your Lord is killed in Sodom, and your Sodom, Gomorrah, rah, 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 shish, boom, bah, and those box seats and the glass and all that shit, okay? So y'all just get ready, because the theater is here, and that 8th year woman clothed in the sun, and the 8 and the 10 and these little transfers of time and whatever, that's all here too. So okay,